And we are live here at the Lucky 13 podcast at Lucky 13 Saloon. How's everybody doing? We're here with Diane.
Hi.
Sarah.
Woohoo!
Andy.
Hey.
And Frankie.
What's up?
Lean into the microphone, Frankie.
Everybody lean into the microphone.
Frankie's mad at me today.
Frankie's pissed at you.
Yes, we've been having a rough day. It's fucking hot, and I've been working, and I've been yelling at Frankie all day. Been taking my aggressions out on Frankie. I'm sorry, Frankie.
No,
I'm
that's not
stressed.
the reason. It's personal.
All right, Frankie's dealing with some personal issues today.
You know I love you.
Yeah. How's everybody doing? All right?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Sarah?
It's all love here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, Frankie?
Yeah, we're surviving day by day.
Why don't you take your fucking mask off your ears, Frankie? Doesn't it? That's the only.
Notice where if I do, I'll forget it. I'll stuff it in one of my pockets and never see it again.
Yeah,
up
that's a
your
good
nose.
point. That's a good point.
I know, but then I realized too, like the mask under the chin is not good because I was doing it myself. And then I read this thing where it's like, if God forbid there was like some kind of infection on your neck, and then you put the mask on your neck and then put it back on your face, it's basically you're putting the coronavirus in your mouth.
Yeah, it is.
Thing you can do.
It is. Oh, you know what I meant to ask you, Andy? So you had the antibodies, right? Mm-hmm. Have you gotten checked again?
I'm going to. We meant to do that last week and didn't do it.
Okay.
This week for sure.
I'm curious to see if you still have the antibodies.
Me too.
Because I've been reading articles about.
Yeah, they say like
everything.
3 months or something
Yeah.
like
What I've
that.
heard though is they tend to go away on people who are like what's the word? People who don't show symptoms.
Okay.
So if you don't show symptoms but you get the antibodies because whatever, those are the ones that tend to go away.
Diane
Okay.
said cat people don't.
Oh
get-
yeah, I read an article today that people who are cat people who own cats are less susceptible to the coronavirus because apparently cats are immune to it and already have the antibodies. So if you're around a cat a lot, then and petting them and sleeping with them, then you could possibly have gotten the antibodies from your cat. But I mean, I don't.
Make out with my cat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and we were talking about it. I'm like, we're cat people. We are constantly snuggling with our cats, and you're a cat person, and you weren't a cat
I
person.
am.
You are, but
now,
you didn't have
but
a
you
cat.
didn't have a cat.
And I'll tell you, one thing I noticed when I was sick was the cat wouldn't come anywhere near me.
Oh, 'cause
Really?
she
During
knows.
that time, he was like, he would go maybe to like the very foot. He likes the foot of the bed anyway, but like he wouldn't come up. Like he is snuggly sometimes. It's like he would give me lumps.
Right. He was like, that's a
You-
sick
you
motherfucker.
Go over there, you fix that shit.
I'll get back to you.
Now he's all up in your lap.
He's
All right,
all-
now we can hear Andy. Sorry, there was a little technical difficulty. I didn't see Andy on the fucking screen. So
We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're having. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to get some new cables and shit because we're having some technical difficulties.
No one can
Today.
hear me.
No, we can now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
important.
don't quote me on that, and don't I also got my news off of Facebook, so I'm not sure how substantial that is.
It was in meme form, but it looked like a
It looked pretty official.
Yeah.
So
no, it's an
parrot
actual
people are screwed.
what?
People who own parrots. Parrot
people
people
are
are screwed.
I don't know.
anyway.
I don't think they've tested it on parrots yet because I don't think a lot of people own parrots. But
Yeah. I'm assuming.
We'll see.
I'm assuming if you own a parrot, you don't own a cat.
this lady said she
For
was going to
obvious
do
reasons.
right. This
I'm-
lady said she was going to do full research and get back and everything.
She's gonna get back to you.
Yeah, she's gonna get back to me or Facebook.
I was going to
Slash
assume that if you own a
Facebook.
parrot, you live by yourself and no one likes you.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
bird people are weird
Bird
people.
are weird. Because you shouldn't own birds.
Yeah, you should
No,
know
you
birds. First of
shouldn't.
all, like they're encaged.
Yeah.
And then also birds will outlive you. I don't want
Yeah.
something outliving me and also talking like me when I'm dead.
I want no
'Cause that-
goddamn man all sassing back at me
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
in my own language.
They also take on your voice the way it sounds too. So could you imagine there was?
If I had to listen to you twice as much, I'd lose my fucking shit.
Ay, please, you'd love that bird. You'd be snuggling with that bird. I love you,
This
baby.
is it.
You'd be
Yeah.
kissing that bird on the
Right.
beat.
It was just if you went out of the house.
You'd be going down on that bird.
Yeah.
That bird would be making so many of Jeff's farting
Yes.
noises.
Oh my
all-
God.
Yes.
Let's not even go there with Jeff's farts.
We found out yesterday because I swallow too much air when I eat.
Well, yes, because I looked up, do cats fart? Because Jeff and I were laying in bed, and my cat, who is an angel, we're all literally spooning, and my cat all of a sudden jumped, and all of a sudden I smell this really horrible rancid fart, and I'm like, oh my God, I think Molly just farted. I'm like, babe, holy shit, I think Molly just farted. Her tail lifted up, and I got this horrible smell, and then I'm like, Jesus Christ, it smells horrible. I'm like, babe, I think we got to take her to the vet, baby. We got to take her to the vet. And he was like, oh yeah, do you think she's all right? And
I didn't know. It wasn't this extreme.
Listen,
You're
let me
so
tell
concerned.
let me
Yeah.
tell my story.
Yeah.
So then I turn over to him. All of a sudden, my cat leaves, and I turn over to him. I'm like, dude, was it you? And he just starts dying, uncontrollable laughter because it was actually him.
Blame
Totally
it on
me.
the cat.
That's fucked up.
What do you mean?
And so,
We had jambalaya for fucking dinner, so
That would do it.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like fucking.
no, but don't ever blame my angel cat. Like if it was your cat, he's like a dude just like you. Like you guys sleep in the same position. Blame it on your cat. Don't blame it on my angel cat.
So Diane, a couple of years ago, I went to the Hot Sauce Festival.
That sounds like a great fart story.
Oh my lord! Well, yeah, you're involved in this one. You just don't know it yet. So after the Hot Sauce Festival, I was meeting some friends down here to see one of the bands, and everything there was just I was drinking beer all day, eating barbecue.
Oh,
just
you
eating,
motherfucker! I get it.
eating ghost peppers and shit.
Seeing where this is going.
And yeah, and I'm like, I could feel it just stewing inside.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
like trying to kind of squirt them out a little here and there.
Oh, God.
What's it called? Crop
Silent
dusting.
but deadly.
Crop
At
dusting.
one
yes.
point, you came over and I introduced you to a couple people who I went to the festival for, and I let out a quiet one, but a big one.
A
And then
silent
you
but
hey,
deadly?
nice to meet you. And then you walked away, and one of them turned to me and goes, "Man, that guy has the worst farts in the world." Sure does.
Bro, you like that fucking guy?
That fucking stinks.
No,
Literally.
but so then I was Googling, like, do cats fart? And apparently they do fart, but they're a lot more demure than dogs because apparently when dogs scarf their food down, they're letting a lot of air in, and cats don't do that. They eat very, like, I guess, I don't know, quietly, slowly, and so they're not as gastrous as dogs are. But then I'm like, oh, maybe that's why you fart all the time because you're fucking scarfing down your food like an animal.
But I have to say, since I've been like dieting and trying to like watch what I'm eating, I try to eat my food slowly.
Really?
I do.
It hasn't helped your gas though.
I do. It has a little bit. It has a little bit.
Chew 10 times before swallowing.
Yes. Yeah.
Supposed to be
Yes.
28 times.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Where did they come up with that fucking number?
I don't know.
When I was in
Research.
rehab, when I was in
29 's too
rehab
many.
from
Push.
doctors.
Research, Andy.
And
But
cats
Andy,
do
Andy
fart.
also said earlier, he's like, is that why cats, animals wag their tails to get rid of the fart smell? So maybe.
That's why animals have tails. They wave away their farts.
No, they're releasing energy
I need a
from their
tail.
spine.
I need a tail.
Jeff needs a tail.
Yeah, I need a
Same
tail.
thing.
Go swimming in the Hudson, you might get one.
Yeah, I definitely need a fucking
I'm
tail.
not farting. I'm releasing energy.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, smell my energy.
My energy's glad I got rid of that bad mojo.
So we got some questions for Frankie today. I
Well,
heard.
let's wait, yeah, well, we will.
Yeah, we're not
We'll
ready
do it
yet?
later.
Still,
We'll
you
do
have
it
to
later.
listen to us go on for another little while.
All right.
Yeah, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
It's just Frankie questions. We got Frankie. We got more questions for you today.
There's some good ones.
Yeah.
Some good ones. So
Nice.
There's two in here for sure. I know you're gonna like.
Yeah.
About cats.
No,
Maybe.
I
Frankie.
know, but one is from Aaron Askelson from Iowa. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Still having more fucking technical difficulties with you, Andy. What color
I
is your
know.
thing? You're blue. Oh, all right. We got you.
Oh,
I got you.
very good.
All right. You're back on the fucking screen.
Super duper.
Yeah.
So we were walking down here today and we noticed, remember when we first started doing the podcast now when we first became guests?
Yes.
And it was the beginning of the coronavirus.
Yes.
And we were remarking how everything looked great. There's no litter.
Clean.
Really
Clean.
My
quiet.
God, it didn't take very long for that to
No,
go
I
away.
hate
Oh,
humans.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's terrible. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you people?
What's wrong with you people?
Why are you littering?
How do
They're
you
all over Greenwood Cemetery.
Masks. There's masks everywhere.
how do you
There's
have the
fucking-
balls to take off your mask or your gloves and throw it on the floor is beyond me. I just don't understand
We're
it.
not saying anything. I mean, this town's full of garbage cans. Just
Yeah,
another
it's like you
couple
can't
blocks.
walk 10 feet without seeing a garbage
it
can.
looks
Yeah,
like- it looks
or a
like people just,
dumpster.
like,
There's no
clean out their
shortage.
cars
You know,
and
there's
just
no
throw their
shortage
shit.
Or
of
just put it in
cans.
your pocket until you get to a garbage. Like it's just I don't know what people just don't make any sense to me.
I hate littering. It makes me fucking crazy.
Yes.
That one guy when coronavirus. Remember we were on the back of the motorcycle.
We're in the back of the motorcycle. Yeah, and
this
he's
guy-
in there gloved up and like masked up and gloved up, and then we see him take his gloves off and take his mask off and throw it out the window on the floor.
Yeah.
We were on the bike. We're like, what the fuck? I'm like, babe, we
Really?
should
I
just
mean,
start walking around with bats and just
If
start.
you're in a car,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, D.
It's
I'm
okay.
sure you can drive by an effing garbage can. It's not like you're walking,
Just
dude.
keep
I'm
the
sure you
goddamn
can.
thing-
I'm sure
you're
you're gonna
all
pass a
safe.
garbage can.
You're all safe in your car, and then yet you're throwing out your mask and your gloves so that other people can step on it and
I'm
spread.
always waiting for the time where I see somebody throw shit out the window and I can actually pick it up and throw it back in the car.
I know there's been some.
I saw a guy do that on Fifth Avenue one time. This guy threw his garbage out the fucking back of the cab, And this fucking, like, I give this guy props. This, like, white yuppie guy goes over, picks up the garbage and throws it back in the fucking window. This guy with, like, a cane and shit gets out of the car and starts fucking, like, screaming at him, what the fuck are you doing? Fuck you. And, like, listen, like, the yuppie guy was totally fucking right. I say good for you.
Yep.
Just because you got a cane doesn't mean you're not an asshole.
In
Exactly.
general, it's like, littering is obnoxious in general, but especially now, it's like, come on, have some respect.
Yeah. It's obnoxious.
And everyone has to clean out their vehicles. Like, oh crap, this is where those McDonald's, empty cartons. I forgot I threw in my back seat.
If you're gonna
You
throw
gotta
anything
clean
out,
it
at least let it be
This
like
garbage can right in front of
biodegradable.
my fucking house. That's why when I get out of my car, I go and I
Get
throw
a
it
plastic bag. I'm sorry, it's a pain in the ass, but we got to do it.
away. Or I have Frankie clean out my car.
We've done it together.
Yes,
Yeah, a
we
lot
have.
of Poland Spring bottles hidden underneath chairs.
You're gonna wear a white shirt.
Yeah.
A lot of soap.
We go to the car wash sometimes, with me and Frankie, and
I always lose my lighter,
Man, I
and
stick
they
'em in-
find it.
I stick him in the massage chair.
Oh, I hate that
This
chair. That's an
massage chair.
evil. That chair's
There's
possessed.
massage chairs inside the fucking inside.
They're not terrible. The only
Full of
that's
spooks.
Yeah, but not Frankie.
the only thing that's weird is that it grabs a hold of your legs and it feels
It
like
does,
it
it's
feels like
eerie.
the blood pressure machine at the doctor's office.
Really?
It's like,
No,
what
And
are
then
they
it
doing?
crushes your head.
The
It really
eerie-
does. It
the
starts like
eerie
sucking
part-
up your brain. It's eerie.
The eerie part is Frankie starts masturbating while fucking in the
No,
chair.
I think the chair's doing it to me. I think it's that's a molesting chair.
I'm like, Frankie, fucking slow down.
I have some clients at my salon where it's like, because I'm a hairstylist and I do shampoos and stuff, and my shampoos are really, really nice and like really like massaging, and like people really love it. And like then all of a sudden these people start moaning, and it's like, please don't moan.
They need a cigarette right
me
after you
so
shampoo that. They
uncomfortable.
need
They're
a
like,
cigarette.
Oh, please stop. Please stop. And like I have other people that I work around, and I'm like, they're looking at me, they're like, oh, looking at me like you're doing a good job, huh? And I'm like, oh God. One time I worked at the salon and we had this old lady. She was like 1 foot on the grave, 1 foot on a banana peel. That old. Her name was Miss Sarton, and she's like, "Hey, dearie, do it like you love a, like you're doing it like you love a kid. Find your spot." And I'm like fucking scrubbing away on her head, and she was just like, "Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
oh yeah," and I was like, "Oh
It
God."
hasn't been touched in a long
I know she was
Yeah.
like she was so old. She had like the watery eye and like the liver spots, and like you could see her veins, like she had see-through veins. And I'm just like, oh God, Miss Sarton, please stop, Miss Sarton, you're embarrassing me.
Well, at
Bringing
least
her
when
a
she,
lot of joy.
at least when she, yeah, exactly. At least when she went home, she's like,
Yeah, but she
Grandma,
just-
I got some.
Yeah, but then she kept on saying harder, harder, harder. I'm like, oh God, oh God.
She must have been something back in the age of
Yes, yo,
Yeah.
she was no joke. She was no joke. I'm sure she's dead now.
Yeah.
You made her die
Mi-
happy. You made her die
R.I.P.
happy.
Miss Sarton.
So-
Didn't you have a massage client get like you had to massage the son in front of the mom, and the son got an awkward
A
boner?
boner?
I have some weird.
He was pitching
massage
tent?
Oh yeah, you were a
stories.
massage therapist, so I'm sure you have all sorts of fucking good massage fucking stories.
People really let loose, you know. They feel very trusting, and they are able to get naked in like a dark room where it's all, I keep your secrets.
Hold
all
on,
these things.
hold on. You keep cutting out. I'm gonna switch your cable and end this conversation.
Yeah, but please don't moan during a shampoo. Like,
Shampoo.
listen, if you moan during like a massage, at least you're
Andy, I'll
alone
cut
in a
that.
personal room, alone with somebody. Like, if you're moaning at the shampoo bowl, it's just really embarrassing and really in public,
Yeah.
and it makes me uncomfortable. And then I start sweating and laughing awkwardly. So please,
I don't know. Grab one out of the
And then
microphone.
they ask for
Andy.
your number. It's like, dude,
Well,
just
you
tip
know-
me. I'm washing your hair. Just tip me. I don't want your number.
I know I don't want your number. No, but like if I get an extra tip, I'm glad you're feeling good and everything. But
Oh, they
I'll give
come
you
back.
an
You
extra-
have
I'll
good
give you an extra
clients.
tip.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
you never got one of my massages, babe.
No, I haven't. I give you massages.
What?
What are
When?
you talking about? I give you fucking my elbow massage.
Oh yes, when I come home after a long day of doing hair at the salon, my back is literally killing me, and I literally called to him. I'm like, "Baby, get the Bengay. I'm coming home." And I lay on the carpet face down, and he puts like the CBD oil with like the mint balm on it, and like sticks his elbows in my back. I'm like, "Oh, it's the only way." And then I moan.
It sounds good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You're on your feet all day.
Like he's like, "I'm gonna hurt you." I'm like, hurt me, get in there."
It's okay when she's moaning.
Yes, but that's in the privacy of my own home.
Yes.
at least it's the CBD. It's not actual Bengay, but
No, it's CBD, but it's like really strong and
it's
stinks.
really strong. It's really minty, and it's actually amazing.
Or like that Tiger Balm stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost like Tiger
That's
Balm.
potent. That
Yeah,
stuff is
But I think
potent.
that the CBD has a medicinal value to it because it
That one goes in
actually
that one,
really,
Andy.
really helps. I've tried everything.
Doing all that technical shit while we're still.
Yes, we're all
fucking
doing
making it.
technical
Yes,
stuff.
all right, we're up and running again.
Technical
Are we, though?
difficulties.
We're almost up and
We're
running.
almost up and running. Good thing you guys have me to keep it going.
Good, keep it going. Good fucking thing. You know, it's funny because I was listening to.
How's this?
Beautiful.
Lovely.
It's funny because a couple of the last podcasts I heard like a slight humming, and now we found the bad chord.
Yay.
Yeah, it was.
It was my cord the whole time.
It was.
Sneaky.
It wasn't the butler.
Last week we missed the podcast. I went and did mushrooms last week. I went down to Cape May, down to New Jersey. The fucking douche has a family house down there, so we went down there.
I can't really imagine tripping on mushrooms with the douche, but
I love you, Eric. We love you, Eric. But
we love you.
Yeah,
but I don't.
that'd
I
be-
was like,
that'd
babe,
be
don't look at him
awkward.
in the eye. Don't look at him in the eye.
That would be
Lasers might
awkward.
come out.
It was all right. He was all fucking.
Guys, like anything?
I would
all
like
right, Frankie.
another
I'm all right.
I want one of these.
But I was so we went down to Cape May with a couple other people. I don't want to talk about them doing drugs on the podcast because
Yes, you don't have to talk about
I
it.
don't have to mention their names. But I went and there was
said
friends.
sour.
Frankie, get what you gotta get. So there was.
Stop yelling at Frankie. This is
I-
how.
Thank you, Diane.
Stop yelling at him.
He's
Always. Mind your business. He's going to get people
Yo.
beer.
Leave Frankie alone.
Frankie.
Leave Frankie alone.
Oh, fuck you guys. He's been making me crazy today. Like every other fucking minute, he's like, oh, I'm like, Frankie, go put that garbage out. Oh, let me go smoke a cigarette. I'm like, Frankie, you just smoked one 2 fucking seconds ago.
How many times did
And-
you pee today?
Yeah, and I'm yelling at him.
Quote,
This is what
unquote,
Frankie
pee.
pissed me off today. And I'm like, Frankie, if you light another fucking cigarette, you just had one 20 minutes ago, I'm going to rip it out of your fucking mouth. And I could see he was kind of like, he was playing with me because he's like hesitating, putting it in his mouth and lighting it. And I'm like, and I'm standing right there. I'm like, if you do, I swear to God, I'm ripping it out of your fucking mouth.
And did he?
So that was my day. No, he didn't.
Oh.
That's a waste of a cigarette at that point.
Yes, yeah. I would have.
come out
I
of
would
here
have.
right now.
I would
He's
have.
like,
I
I
was ready
paid
to. I'm like, we were in the
$15
middle
for
of
this
doing shit. Like we were putting the tables and chairs out, setting up for.
You have to
fucking-
relax, though, sometimes. You have to relax.
Baby, if I relaxed, like nothing would get done around here.
I understand, but you know what? Like, just relax. Sometimes you like to yell.
Yes,
To
I
hear.
do.
You like to yell at people.
Yes.
What we learned today is that we need Frankie around because
We
he
do.
almost bailed on this podcast, and we were all very nervous because he's a big part of the podcast.
yeah,
he
well,
is.
yes, but you know,
And then when
Frankie's
he came
not
back,
gonna
we're like, yay!
Frankie's not going to be with us someday. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you gotta treat him great. Treat him nice.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm joking.
Stop
So
it!
you were doing mushrooms.
Okay, so yeah, so it was funny because you
And we got to
texted
tell
me.
Sarah's story too.
You texted me while I was doing mushrooms. It was actually really funny. Me and
Andy texted you?
Andy texted me. He's like, "Hey, we're doing the podcast tomorrow." I'm like, "Nope, I'm really fucking high right now."
I texted you, too. And you're like, baby, I'm tripping on mushrooms. Don't harsh my mellow. I was like, I was just asking how you doing. I'm like, cool.
I downloaded the Sharktivity app and I was having a great time.
Checking out how many sharks were in.
Of course, I wanted to see how many.
Right.
Frank, you got to close the door behind you because you're letting all the fucking music in. I
Leave
don't
him
give a
alone!
shit.
I'm fucking Alfred.
Leave Frankie alone.
Alfred!
Who the fuck is Alfred?
He's like the
Batman.
Batman's butler.
Okay. All right.
He was ex-CIA.
Close the door, Alfred.
No, he was
Shut the fucking door, Alfred.
Yeah, you fucking Alfred.
I didn't ask your life story.
Yeah, we didn't ask for all that.
Don't be a fucking Alfred.
Alfred.
But yes, it was really cool. There was like 4 of us went down there, and
So all 4 of you took
all
mushrooms.
all 4 of us took some, and one didn't handle it so well. It was funny.
Does he normally not take mushrooms? Or?
I have no idea. I don't really know him.
Okay.
I don't really know him. I never hung out with him before. I met him, but I wasn't like
Ooh, I don't know
wasn't
if I could do
super
that.
friends with him. And well, so it was really funny. Like, but I was with a close friend of ours, so I was not geeked out by any means. We went for a walk through this little plaza thing, and it was like
They were
outdoor
out in
plaza.
public.
Yeah, we went out in public.
No, thank
And
you.
normally,
I've
normally,
done that. That's the best on mushrooms.
normally it's not really, but
Oh, it is.
Depends on your mood.
I was fine, But then the one guy, he was just like, I got to get back to the fucking house right now. And he went back, and me and the other guy, we went and we got a slice of pizza.
He ate on mushrooms.
Dude, I ate a slice of pizza.
Jeff is an
How do
animal.
you do that?
It was absolutely amazing.
That pizza would be morphing into like a fairy, and
Yeah,
I'd be
well,
like, I don't know, I can't
Try
eat this
going to
fairy.
McDonald's.
We only
Try
took-
going to McDonald's and order something
No.
simple. I'm sorry to cut you off, like a Big Mac and fries. I'm like,
We only,
they're
took,
like, dude, what
we
do you
only
want?
took a little bit. We didn't take a lot.
Okay.
But it was enough to feel really good. And I was sitting there, and like by the time I got the pizza, I wasn't hungry anymore. I just ate one slice, and I felt like it took me an hour to eat that one slice because every bite I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Wow.
Pizza never
Yeah,
tasted
it was-
this good at all.
It was the
wow.
cheese, and the pizza wasn't the best pizza in the world. It was Cape May, Jersey.
It was
Shore
like
pizza.
cardboard and ketchup.
No, it wasn't. It was actually it was decent. It just wasn't Brooklyn pizza.
When
Right
you're
on.
on shrooms, everything tastes good.
Really?
I don't
I
know.
can't
Give me
eat on
molded
mushrooms.
bread, it
I
tastes
used
great.
to love pretzels if I was on mushrooms.
I can't eat on
Stick
mushrooms.
pretzels, not like
Did you
the
ever
regular-
do your mushrooms?
I could.
I still haven't done them.
You
I
still
could
haven't
drink
done it?
bubbly on
Well,
mushrooms.
we-
I love
we had
champagne
some-
on mushrooms. Is everything.
Some issues in our
Yes,
apartment.
you get the
and
bubbles.
We got everything kind of straightened out. Now
Okay.
Now I'm just waiting for the heat to subside. I just
right.
want everything to be good.
Right,
He's
right, I
like, I'll do
understand.
it after the sun sets on the third day of the waxing moon.
Yeah.
When
Maybe I'll take them with us when we go to the Cape.
You can't plan it too much because then if it's disappointing, then it's
Yeah,
like,
no, you
well,
gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
sometimes
like
it's hit or miss with
you
mushrooms.
can't. You can't think about it. You just got to be in a safe place with safe people.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was in a safe place with safe people. I'm comfortable around the douche, so it wasn't so bad. I can still just bust his balls.
I know, but did lasers come out of his eyes?
No. I told you, I didn't take that much. Like we took very little. Took like an ounce, right? I took like an ounce.
An ounce is a lot.
No, I'm sorry,
gram.
an eighth.
A gram,
We
a
took
gram.
a gram. Yes, we took a gram.
Okay.
You did stems or you did the heads?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I was feeling
I took
very.
only an ounce.
I was feeling very nice, and it was. That's like
See, I would
2 or
like to
3
do
hours.
like sitting there, like watching the sunset, or like on the beach.
Well, and
watching
that's
the
when we were on the
ocean.
beach. Like we were
Nice.
literally the house was like right down the block from the beach, and that. But it was funny because there was these young kids next door with their family partying, like these 21-year-old kids, and like fucking they come. One kid comes over, Gary. This kid Gary comes over, and he sits down and he's talking to us and. Fucking the one guy we were with had a giant bag of mushrooms. And he's like, "Hey man, you want some?" And he's wasted. And he's like, "I'll eat mushrooms. I've never had them before." So then he's eating. Yeah.
You're like,
So-
you could take a bunch.
Yes, well, we fed him to him. He was smart and didn't take too much, but he, whatever. So we fed some 21-year-old kid mushrooms, and
He wouldn't leave. He said, hey, your new best friend.
Well, it was really funny. So the one guy that we were with that was geeking out, who went to his bedroom, and then at one point a whole bunch of the neighbors had come over. Like there was the kids, and then like his sisters came over who were like in their very early 20s, like 21, 22 also. And you can see the one guy that we were with who was geeking out. Open up the door to try to come out into the porch for a minute. Saw all these strangers on the porch. Did you see his face? And went
No,
right
Bye.
back
No,
outside.
saw a bunch
Bye.
of 22-year-old girls,
Yeah,
and
so
then
that-
was like, I can't.
Yeah, he's
Which
like,
I
I
don't
can't.
blame him.
But when they came over, I was in a comfortable spot and feeling okay.
Yeah.
And
You're probably over the peak. and
yes,
you're not
yeah. And I was laughing at text I was sending to people, and I was cracking myself up. But I had a good time.
So, Sarah, you were going to tell a massage story before this.
Oh yes, you got to have some good massage.
Yes,
stories.
you do.
I mean, they're not that great, but at one point we have a couples massage room where we do couples, and it's usually like husband and wives, and they're having a great time, and we crack jokes sometimes depending on who they are. But one time, a mother and her son came in and requested the couples room. So me and my massage partner were like, all right, whatever. And I was working on the son, who's probably 16 years old, definitely high school age. And the mother was there doing her thing, and we're working, and I was working on his back, and then like maybe 10 minutes go by, and the mother starts talking to her son, ignoring the massage therapist in the room, just being like, honey, where does it hurt? Where does it hurt, honey? And he was like, oh, my shoulder, I guess. I mean, maybe it's a lacrosse injury or something. And she goes, hey, you hurt him? Work on his shoulder harder. And I was like, yes, I heard him. I'm right here. I'm working on the shoulder, no problem. And she's like, is she doing it right? Is she doing it great for you, honey? And he was like, he was obviously very embarrassed. And I was very embarrassed. And everyone was just embarrassed except for her. And she was making a big deal out of the whole thing. And once it was over, I was like, I never want to work on them again. And luckily, they never came back.
That's good.
Just tell him it's your
Frankie?
day off.
Frankie, what's your massage story?
Oh, wow. Wow, it's been a real long time.
He has gotten a massage though. We did
Oh,
find that out.
no. That's also personal. No, it's a very long time ago.
Yeah, you don't like talking about your personal shit, Frankie? Frankie,
So I do a lot. Some today, not today.
no. All right, let's get to some Frankie questions.
All right.
Baby, where's the TV light switch for the one above the bathroom?
Over there, behind the DJ booth, on the top switch.
Okay, so
It says TV right on it.
looks like we have 3 questions here on the internet for Frankie. First is from Pete. Pete here in Brooklyn asks, what was it like working for the tyrant who owned Comics Plus for all those years?
Oh, wow. It's a blast from the past. You know what? Bill was a pain in the ass, but great Christmas bonuses.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
You're summing up all those years and
Yeah, just a nice Christmas bonus. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, Christmas bonus makes everything better.
And I
It
met
really
Deborah
does.
there. The love of my life.
We should actually call Bill and say, Bill, how was it having Frankie work
Yeah,
for
that's
you
a
for all
good.
those years?
There you go. We got a special guest.
Is he still alive?
No, he died.
Oh, damn it.
We
I
can
got a
Ouija
Christmas
board.
bonus.
9 years
from-
ago.
We could.
I got a Christmas bonus once, and it was like $1,000, and I was like, whoa.
Oh, no, he hooked,
amazing.
he was a pain in the ass. Billy, I love you, but you great Christmas bonuses.
Was it $1,000?
800, 950.
Nice. That's pretty good.
800 or 950.
Yeah, depending on how good a Christmas day we had.
Gotcha.
And we usually get a good Christmas day. Thank goodness for Pokemon cards. I make 400 a day selling those friggin' things. Adults, not even children.
All right, next question.
Next question. This comes from Hart Epstein from back in Iowa City, Iowa. Frankie, I'm looking to become a gigolo. I don't have any sex work experience. I'm 50, bald, kind of fat, but I feel I have some natural aptitude. Any advice for a newcomer looking to make a splash?
Hit on women at the library.
The library.
They're usually very lonely.
Okay.
Okay. There
Would
you
you
go.
like to ask the last question here?
All right, a question from Paul Waterman. Frankie, who would win in a fight between Chewbacca and Ookla the Mock?
Oh, Chewie.
Chewie all the way,
You didn't have to think about that, huh?
No, Ookla the Muck's from Thundar.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Personally, I think they're pretty evenly matched. I think you got to go to the secondary characters who
Nah, I'm rooting for Chewie.
and I think Han Solo doesn't stand a chance.
Well, they pull
All right, you guys
droids'
are all
arms out of their
talking
sockets.
You guys are all talking about shit. I have no fucking idea what
You've
why
never
they're-
seen
that's why
Thunder the
they're questions
Barbarian?
For Frankie.
Yeah, they're total
There,
Frankie
there's
questions. I
another
have no
question for
fucking
Frankie
idea.
on my
Oh, we got one from-
Facebook. It's from Gary Fornius, and I'm going to read it in his accent. I have a question. Where is the address of the cheapest drugs in the city?
Cheapest what?
Drugs. The
Oh,
drugs.
He can't give up his source.
Yeah, he can't give up his secrets. Come
Rite
on, Gary.
Aids. Go to Rite Aids. I
You know,
don't have to
Rite
tell
Aid.
you, Gary. I'm sorry.
Gary, we'll tell you in person.
Go to Rite Aid
Yeah.
with a shotgun. You get all the drugs you want.
Yeah.
that's
I can,
okay.
Frankie lost the address last week. He was having a really hard time finding his pot. He was like a fiend last
Oh
week.
man, I did mushrooms last week, and I
Yeah,
haven't done
he-
mushrooms
Oh my
in
God, that's
28
right.
years. You've seen music. I'm
Yeah,
just
but you were
saying.
totally
He
fine.
was fine.
Oh
It
no!
was like,
I thought
He was just
it
sitting
hit
in the
me when I
corner.
went home. I'm watching this car commercial, and I thought it was a 3-hour movie. I'm like looking at the TV. My brother's like, "You haven't changed your channel." I channel surf every 5 minutes. He's like, "You haven't changed your channel yet." I'm like, "Bro, look at this fucking car commercial. It's incredible." Probably only 5 minutes. I'm thinking like,
incredible.
"Wow!" I have no
The
idea. I don't remember what the
cinematography on
car
it
was.
is
Even.
just-
I was just like, "This is incredible." My brother's like, "You're fucked up." I said, "Yes, I am."
Being a young man with some friends.
No, what happened?
Unbelievable. Anyway, it's being a young man with some friends, and we were all taking lots of acid and stuff. And there was one day we were all on it, and I'm not going to mention names, but one of my friends, we were all having a great time. We're watching the original Batman series with Adam West, and we're having a great time. And this one commercial break, this just weird old lady came on, and I don't remember what the commercial was for, but she harshed all of our buzzes.
Oh,
It's
man.
just close up of this wrinkled old lady.
No.
And especially one of my friends just checked out. He completely checked out, and he decided I'm not a part of reality anymore. And it took us like 2 hours to talk him back into like You're not in a dream. You
Come
are,
back, bro. Come
Yeah,
back.
you're all right.
You're gonna be in there forever, dude. Those stories of those people that like stay on an acid trip forever is really scary.
Well, I was talking about this with somebody last week that some people who do acid, they're not quite right afterwards. Like some people just shouldn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you check yourself.
No, but sometimes acid trips just last so long that they just never go away. I've been on acid trips. I mean, I haven't done acid in over 20 years, but when I did, it's like, and it was going on for like 15, 16, 17, 18 hours. I'm like, I'm never coming back, bro.
Yeah.
I'm never coming back.
18 hours?
Yes.
It took way too much.
Yeah.
No, it was only one tab. Like back in the 90s, acid was strong,
Really?
I guess. I don't
I was
know.
gonna say, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm sure. Sorry to cut you off, D. We all have friends. Like, I did the half of one. I was great for 8 hours.
Yeah, well,
and
it
I
did.
know
It
friends
lasted
who are
for way
popping
too
them
long.
like peasants. I'm like, dude, man, your
How?
head's gonna blow up.
No
man.
way.
I couldn't do it now.
I don't think I could
when
do it.
Oh no, God, no.
As soon as I got out of high school
I'm too
and
old.
like had responsibilities in life, I could not do it ever again.
I've been stuck in the loop.
Yeah, yeah. I can't.
Sometimes I still see color trails. I'm like, whoa, was that an acid flashback?
That's when my fucking hands are around your throat.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
guys? Yeah, you're not getting enough oxygen to the
Domestic
brain.
violence.
Yeah.
The best thing I've seen about someone who took way too much acid was when I was at Burning Man a couple of years ago. We were in a camp that was very like caring about people who were doing acid, so we had a safe space.
And he took acid. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Who did?
Freak out in a safe
You're not
space.
supposed to do acid, right? And this camp and this guy.
No, you can.
Oh,
No,
you
it's
can.
It's a safe space. for
Oh,
people
okay.
to
I'm
do
sorry.
acid.
Okay.
It was Burning Man. Everybody's on
Burning
acid.
Man, everybody's on acid there. So this one guy came in and he was completely naked and he was acting like a baby. And what
Oh, God.
happened was his mind and his body had separated. And so his body was in control and his body was stuck in like a baby age. And he was wandering around like with his butt out and he was just like sitting on people's laps and kind of rocking in the corner. And then we had people come up to him and give him water and like Fig Newtons and like ask him his name. So we were
A peanut butter
trying
and jelly
to-
sandwich.
we
Yeah.
were trying to like lure his mind back into his body, and it took 2 hours because he was just rocking back and forth, holding the water like a baby bottle.
Oh, boy.
And it was just too much for him.
Is this an urban legend that there was a guy that I mean, where I grew up, there was a urban legend that a guy had a sheet of acid in his pocket and got caught in the rain, and then thought he
I've
was
heard about that, too.
thought he was a glass of orange juice. I think it's an urban legend.
I think
never heard that.
It might be
Oh,
an
my
urban legend, but
gosh.
didn't you tell me about a story about a guy in your old growing, like where you grew up, that he cut off his hand or something like that?
I don't know if I should talk about that. I guess I can. Yes, yeah.
That actually happened.
This actually happened. There was a kid. Look, my next.
Today on This Actually Happened.
Yeah, my next door neighbor. This is fucked
It was
up.
his neighbor. It
was
wasn't
my
even
next
like
door
someone
neighbor.
in the hood. It was
Not a
his neighbor.
stranger.
My
Someone
next
you
door-
knew.
My next door neighbor, super smart, nice guy. I grew up with him. He was my brother's. He was my brother's age. So he was like 2 years older than me, and super nice guy. I mean, he was a good guitar player. I remember he used to go next door and like watch him play guitar. And then he went off to college. Kind of a quiet, like nerdy kid. But he ended up going away to college. Apparently, took a whole bunch of acid at college and dropped out of college and was living in the woods in like somewhere in New Hampshire by himself. And one of his friends actually called his parents and said, "Listen, he dropped out of college, and he's living in the woods." Well, he was worried about the kid, so he dropped out of college and he's living out in the woods, and we're worried about him. So his parents went, found him, and brought him back home. He was home for about 2 days, and apparently he had been taking a lot of acid. And
While in the woods, too?
yes,
Where's
and
he getting acid out in the woods?
well, he was going back to the college and stocking up, I imagine.
Oh.
Because it was not far from the college. So he.
His
So,
dealer
and I
came
remember
to
I saw-
visit
I
him in the
remember I saw him
woods.
that day. I was out front mowing the lawn, and he walked by and gave him a little wave. And he went home, and I remember I was living in the basement of my parents' house at the time, and I smelled smoke. I was like in the basement, and like, but you always smelled smoke once in a while. There was like some woods behind my house. Sometimes there was like kids out there partying and shit like that. So I just kind of assumed that's what it was. But then the next morning at like literally sunrise, I hear my mother upstairs like fucking freaking out, and go upstairs, and there's an ambulance out front. Apparently, he went back in the woods and cut his fucking hand off with a hacksaw,
Oh shit.
and
Went
went
too far.
yeah,
Very.
and then went in his house, and he went in his house And like they saw the blood trail going to the bathroom, and his dad was like, "What the fuck?" and like broke down the door, and they never reattached his hand. And
Why was there smoke?
Yes,
so
I
he was
was
sitting around a campfire. He was sitting around a campfire in the woods in the back of our house.
And that actually happened.
Yes.
This is
Yeah,
no
yeah, yeah.
urban legend, ladies
Yeah.
and
That's
gentlemen.
like a weird but
I
true.
hope he's doing good now. Listen, I know we went to a halfway house in Boston for a while, and was
He's a full way house.
Yeah, well, and was like taking care of himself. But yeah, that was fucked up, man.
If people have schizophrenia already in their head and it hasn't quite manifested, usually in your early 20s as a male, acid will peak that.
Enhance it.
Yeah, they
Daniel
have.
Johnston's one of the great stories about that. That's
Yeah.
a whole other thing. Watch the movie Devil and Daniel Johnston if you've never seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, it was sad, man. He was a good kid, and whatever, man.
No, like I said, when I've done acid once, and acid, I love hallucinating. Never once did I think, I can fly. I said, I know this is only
That's
the
angel-
drug.
that's angel
My
dust.
thumbs look big,
Angel
but when the
dust.
speed kicked in, I
An-
hate it. I
angel
mopped my
dust.
floor 100 times. The mother's like, what the fuck you doing up 6 in the morning, Francis? Excuse my language,
Angel
mommy.
dust will fuck you up like that.
Oh, that's freaking.
You're like, I'm mopping the floor.
Yo,
Mind
Frankie,
your business.
also, so Diana's been doing some research about fucking inmates.
I have been doing
Finding
research.
some black girls who are going to be in prison for a long time. After this, Diane's going to show you some pictures.
Diane, I
Yes.
appreciate, but no.
Frankie, it's a
No.
pen pal.
It's a pen
It's a
pal.
pen pal.
I've
No.
been doing some research, and most of I thought that you could actually create a profile and do all this stuff, but I guess apparently inmates don't have access to the internet like that. But they do put profiles up, and
So how do they access it?
basically they put these profiles up, and they give you all their stats and everything, and then they give you their address so that you could write to them. And then once you write to them, they do have access to some emails. I do think that you have to pay for the emails. But I mean, Frankie doesn't use the internet, so pen pal would be
Yeah, so
perfect
it'd be
for
fucking
him.
perfect, Frankie.
It would be
can
perfect.
You can make someone really happy, Frank.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, I was doing some
We'll
research,
help
and it's
you
like
out.
good
You can
for. It's
send her-
really good
As
for
someone
the.
who had a brother in jail.
It's really good for the inmates.
Anytime you get a letter from anybody,
It's so
Yeah,
exciting
it's
to them.
exciting.
great.
You
No.
said you can what you can.
I
send
don't
her-
want a convict to know my personal information.
Frankie, you don't
Don't tell him
have.
this.
You don't.
No,
you
you could give them the bar address.
Yeah, you give them the bar address.
We give them the bar
be like,
address.
hey, I work here. You know what I mean?
Listen,
Like,
I have
yeah,
three. I have
give 'em my
three
address.
candidates for you. I have three
I
candidates for
appreciate
you.
Yeah.
it. No.
Yeah.
I gave it thought. No.
Whatever. We're gonna keep working.
He's
on
like,
Frankie
I
with
thought
this.
about it. No,
Yeah, well, Frankie.
No, I don't want a convict having my personal
no, but
information.
like, kind of like going through these women too. Like, it's now entertaining for me. And there's this one lady. I love her.
Yo,
Her-
we should get some prison pen pals.
we should totally get some prison pen. We should all maybe get some prison pen pals
Yeah,
in
but
this
like, yo,
house.
Mine.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like, we're doing a podcast.
Sure.
We'd love to invite you to, like, entertain our listeners.
Tell
and
us about your life. What's
tell
going
us about
on?
your
We wanna
life.
Fucking.
I have this one lady. Her name is Yolanda Salinas. She's like, hello, I'm a lonely, sweet, and spicy Hispanic seeking someone to spice up my life. I love how she says, I'm very open-minded and non-judgmental, expecting the same in return. What does she say about love? She's like, being at the wrong place at the wrong time has temporarily detoured my life. And then he looked down at, like, earliest release date is 3/16/2031.
She's a real wrong.
Yeah.
No, and she's like, her favorite pastimes. She loves animals. She loves cats, Frankie. She's like, I am a woman of values, a lot of values. And I enjoy music, dancing, and I do enjoy all outside events. How many outside events have you been to? And then her maximum release date is 3/15/2056. So she's up in there.
Wow.
She's up in there.
Frankie, definitely murder.
Come on. She's definitely done some wrong things. She needs someone to someone to
Manslaughter.
talk to.
And there's no way she's going to get out in time to find your home.
Yeah.
At all. Like, at all. Like, most likely she's not going to get out until, like, first of all, we'll all probably be dead by 2056.
I know.
I like to think that most female inmates have killed an abusive partner.
Right.
I mean,
Because
that's
then I
a
give them-
beautiful way for you to think about it. But.
I have this other lady named Cheryl. I love her. Hi, my name is Cheryl. I'm down to earth. I'm a down to earth person. I love sports, football, and basketball. I'm a BBW woman with a cute face, a thick waist. Make a man do a double take, honey. I don't care what color or size you are. Everyone needs loves in their lives.
So true.
This is true. You never know what life brings you. Yeah, I love her. She's 5'3". She's thick and juicy.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, a little snack.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like a tasty morsel, and she seems sweet.
She's like a brown
Also,
M&M.
listen, she's not getting out until 2022. Which, you know what? Fuck it. I like 2022. Hopefully, all this shit will be over by then.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're
she'll
totally
come-
getting some prison pen pals.
We're getting prison pen pals. You know what? We are all getting prison
Yes.
pen pals.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Fuck you,
I want
Frankie.
one.
Well,
I want one.
I
Let's
want
just
one,
all
yeah.
write one of these ladies. I feel bad for them. My little Latina
They're in jail
ladies.
for a reason.
There's also like another
Frankie,
one.
We're
That's,
all about
I
this
know
2
you
weeks
wanted
ago.
to murder her, Frankie.
last week you said as long as she committed murder, I'm
Yeah.
good. Now you're like, no.
Reality sunk in.
Listen,
It's-
we could all write reality sunk in. Get the lady who's coming out in 2056, bro. She'll never find you.
Yeah.
Yolanda, we're coming to get you, Yolanda.
Yeah.
I'm
the
gonna. What
pictures.
if? Honestly, now I'm all about it. I'm like,
That's her?
no. Oh, I'll show you Yolanda.
Oh,
no,
that's
this
your hairdressing photos.
this is
She looks fabulous for being
this
in
is
prison.
Cheryl. Everyone, the one who's like, I got a thick waist and make a man do a double
She's
take.
very cute. Great
She's
smile.
So cute.
Oh wow.
So cute. Yeah.
Yeah, she's cute.
Wait, let me show you guys Yolanda. Yolanda's my favorite.
Yo, okay, we're gonna get some prison girl pen pals.
This other lady, Sheila. She sounds really sweet. She sounds really sweet.
She's only murdered 6 people.
She's
Yes,
only
only
murdered 3
6.
people, not compared to Yolanda. Yolanda's like straight up like, bro. Look at her.
All right, she looks like
Oh,
cute, though.
Yolanda looks like she could have been one of my teachers.
exactly. She looks like a nurse or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's also only
like one of
she's
those killer
5 foot,
nurses.
Frankie.
5
She's a
foot.
little snack.
How
Yeah.
tall are you, Frankie?
5'3".
There you go. You're taller than her.
There you go. You can
She
she can wear heels when you take
she's
her to
I'm a
dinner.
lonely, sweet, and sassy Hispanic.
I'm sure she has cellmates. They have playtime.
But she doesn't have you, Frank.
Yeah, exactly.
But she doesn't have you. Listen, this is what my goal is, and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna keep on doing research, and I'm gonna find some kind of a nerdy lady, black, white, whatever, who likes comic books and cats, and like that'll be your like introductory to your friendship /
Been
relationship.
there, done that. Don't want it no more.
You've been to jail?
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
you don't want to have a pen pal, and it gets like for them it's good too.
No.
It's like someone
Frankie,
actually
I
cares.
haven't written in over 50 years.
So-
Yeah, but
someone-
you're doing something good for somebody
Yeah,
too,
you
man.
kind of
Like,
are
you're
doing
helping
something
around.
good for somebody.
no,
They actually
they're in
think that
jail.
somebody.
I don't want to associate with people in jail.
Now you don't.
There's
Last
a
week
reason
you-
why they're in jail.
Listen, this lady was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Frankie-
Your brother plant these seeds in your
Frankie,
head
we're,
about not
we're putting you in
associating.
podcast jail right now.
We're putting you in podcast jail.
Fucking Frankie.
Oh, what? I'm not
Anyway,
PC to inmates. There's a
it was
reason why
pretty
inmates are in jail.
A lot of times they're in jail for the wrong reason.
Yeah, and a lot of them, you know, had shitty growing up situations.
Yeah, they had shitty hands
So
down
that
for
makes
them.
you
A
kill
lot of people
people.
are in jail for doing exactly the stuff that we were just talking about
Exactly.
2 minutes ago.
It's true.
Exactly.
Mushrooms and acid and all that stuff.
Yo,
People are
some
in
of these-
jail for a long time.
Yeah, some of these guys that fucking got
They just
acid.
got caught. That's all the big difference.
Yeah. Yes.
That's right.
And if we had more social and community outreach programs, people would not be thrown in jail as much because that's just the way to get them.
And
on
also, I think
people's
of-
caseloads.
I think that it's
Go ahead, Frankie.
No.
We're wrapping it up in a few minutes anyway, Frankie. So.
all right.
All right.
I just think it's also like a good way. Like I was watching this whole thing about it, and it's like a good way for these people to get their spirits built up and like
Yeah.
And like
you
I
know,
said,
and
when-
have somebody
when
think
my brother
that.
was in jail. Again, I didn't write nearly as much as I should have. I always felt bad about it every time. It's like I would get something back like right away because every
What
day
else
you
they got?
you
Yeah, nothing going on.
Nothing to do.
Right.
Yeah, we can
All
we can
fucking
totally write to these girls, tell them what our we have a podcast. We just want to look
I'm
for some
down.
friends and
I'm
fucking-
totally down. Well, we'll have to do
I
some
wish that-
research, and we have to do like some of the most interesting ones. So, like Yolanda is definitely one of the ladies I'd like to talk to,
And-
and she will accept. She also has email too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can email her. I think you have to pay for the emails, but like who cares?
So we'll send them some commissary money.
Listen, I'm not trying to give nobody. I'm not trying to support a child
Send some
here.
random-
No, like listen, $20 in your commissary.
No, but
I
listen,
imagine
but
is-
to hear her stories must be very interesting. Like what happened today in jail. You know
Well,
what I
well,
mean?
you
Like
know,
who did you
Send
shake?
Ramen noodles. Ramen noodles actually.
Who
are
did you
a
shiv?
prison currency.
yeah.
Who did you shiv today,
Yeah.
Yolanda? Did you make any shanks?
Yeah.
And how do you make your shanks?
We can tell our fucking. Listen. It can be our prison story section.
Exactly. I think
Our
that.
prison
Listen, I'm
story
all about it.
section.
I don't have that much time now because I'm pretty busy. But we should have done this during fucking
We can.
quarantine,
Hey,
bro.
dudes, can you turn that fucking close the door so we can get some. So we can get
Whoa,
some
whoa.
salty.
What?
That's why he's salty.
What's
douche.
happening?
We call him the salty douche.
It's hot out there. It makes a douche angry.
Yeah.
Oil and water just do not mix.
Yeah.
Why did he say he hopes we die?
What's that?
He said he hopes we die.
He's that's why he's called the douche.
I understand now.
Yes.
I never understood
I
before.
don't know if you read his shirt today.
Yes.
Douche.
But it's
He's advertising it also.
You should say dickhead instead.
I think that. But like, I think that's maybe why Frankie left earlier. He didn't want to come back because we maybe struck a chord. I feel bad now.
Yeah, we did. I think we stuck a chord with Frankie.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. It's all fun and games. Like, we're not trying to get you wifed up.
Yeah, no.
We're just trying
He was
to.
a little anti-convict.
He was totally all about it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He also said no last week, but then we kind of like eased our way into it. He's like, okay. It's just all for fun. It's not like we're
He's
literally.
moody. Like tomorrow, he might have a completely different.
No, he won't. He'll get stuck and stuck. He's also fucking stubborn as shit.
right.
It's all right. We
Yeah.
could do it. We could do it.
We can totally do it.
I would
get it
like,
then.
listen, Yolanda, I want to know all your stories, bro.
Yeah.
Tell me your stories,
I'll
Yolanda.
send them some stickers.
She's like,
Our stage name will be Frankie.
yes.
We'll,
Our stage name would definitely be Frankie.
We'll have to find some interesting convicts and we can write to them.
I would love to look into like who has the most interesting. A lot of them have like possible or earliest release date is 2035, and then the latest life. Let's go to the life ladies.
Yeah, we'll go to the life ones because they have no fucking hope.
They have no hope, and like, listen, we'll at least give them a little hope, and like having somebody actually write them and
Yeah.
like be interested about it. And I'll give full disclosure. Listen, we're doing a podcast, and all of our listeners would like to know your story.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll save a life or two.
We'll keep somebody from getting shanked.
We'll keep somebody from getting shanked. Maybe not the person we're talking to. Maybe another
Walk Out of the
person.
cell, smiling and singing a
Yeah,
song.
I'd
No
be
one
like,
wants to
listen.
shank you then.
Yeah.
We'll send her pictures. Maybe we do need a PO box address though, because
Yeah.
then God forbid she comes over. She's like, "Hey
Well, we do
guys."
say Lucky 13.
No, you know what?
Saloon
You
podcast.
Yeah,
know what would
exactly.
be. You know what would be
They're in
sick.
Texas, though.
You know what would be sick though, right? A lot of them are in Texas and like Alabama and shit. But like, if she did come after she got out of jail and came over and did the podcast with us,
Yo, that'd be interesting.
But Melody used to get tons of letters from.
Melody did used to get some
Really?
prison, some dudes from prison
Yeah.
would write to her. Yeah. Well, there was
why?
Dudes
But
are
how?
different than women. I
there-
think.
why and how?
Well, because we had a customer. There was this one guy in particular. We had a customer who used to be a regular who used to write to Melody from prison. I don't know.
What, he was a
She was
regular-
also in like tattoo magazines.
Wait a minute.
And like
Yeah.
they would get those magazines in jail, and then
Yes.
they would write to the bar.
Yes.
Wait a minute. So he was a customer and then got put in jail and
Got
then would
put in jail
and then
wrote
would write to Melody.
Yeah, he would write to Melody. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And yes, there was also she had been in a couple tattoo magazines and had mentioned Lucky 13, and they would write to her at Lucky 13.
That's the scary thing about being famous. You never know who's looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you watch. I've been watching the old.
That's why I
Joe
don't become
Briggs
famous.
Stuff on when he was doing the Monster Vision on TNT, and all of his letters were prisoners. And
Yeah.
just, you read them on the. It's like, listen, we got nothing else going on.
Yeah.
I think it would be
We
interesting.
love it that you read.
I haven't
letters from
also-
prisoners on air.
I wouldn't even know how to like be like grammatically correct without my autocorrect on my phone anymore. Like I
Yeah,
haven't
you can
written a
type it
letter.
up and print it out if you want
That's
to.
true. That's true.
I haven't written by hand in so long, but then I was reading a book on manifestation and how to make the future that you really want in your life. And a lot of the time, they say you need to write things down as well as speak them out loud, because then you're utilizing your entire body, your vocal cords, your brain, down your arm, and the hand muscles, and then all of your thoughts become more important to the universe.
I like the way that was on a typewritten page, though.
I'm reading. I'm reading.
I read it on the internet.
I'm actually reading. There's Damien Eccles from the
Love him.
West Memphis 3.
Yeah.
He wrote a book about basically that same sort of thing, and that's I've been kind of.
Easy magic.
Yeah, yes, and it's not like
makes
a.
sense. That
It's
actually
not
does
like
make
a.
sense.
It's not like a sit down. Like just read through the whole thing. It's kind of you read it and then you practice a little bit of it, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of reading it and practicing. and-
Jeff has
and
showed
stuff
me
like
his
that.
mood board lately, and I didn't realize that it was his mood board. Not mood board.
It's a vision board.
A vision board. A vision
Yo,
board.
why- that's
And
personal
there's
shit,
a-
baby. That's personal shit.
Okay, there's a picture of an old dude with a bunch of tattoos and bald head, and he's jacked, like
Yeah.
super jacked up.
Hell yeah, live
and then
that
there's a picture of a big old house, like a mansion.
It's not a mansion. It's a modest house.
It's a modest mansion.
Dream big. Dream big.
And
It's
then-
a modest mouse.
Yeah.
And then there's a picture also of a no smoking. I'm like, he wants to be jacked and have a big house and not stop
And not
smoking.
smoke cigarettes.
That's
yes.
good enough
That's
for me.
beautiful.
I'm
Yeah.
into
Hey,
that.
Frankie, since you returned, I have one more late question. This is from Joe Muzzy. We all know Joe Muzzy.
Yes.
Will you ever grow your hair out again?
Someday, the winter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
that's
answer.
It.
That's
Yeah.
a great answer.
Keeping it simple.
What's up, Muzz?
All right, we got to start wrapping up because I feel like I'm still having technical difficulties, and I'm sorry. Well, I'm gonna have to. I'll fix everything by next week.
Duke, how's the band doing?
Band's doing good, so we're talking about doing a live show from here with a couple other bands. We were just emailed about it and asked about it. Louis has been progressing very well, and so we're talking about doing something live from here at some point with like 2 other bands. So we'll see. And you've been in the studio
We've been
also.
in the studio. I cannot be happier with what we're doing right now.
Nice.
We had one song that was written in bed when I was really sick.
Yeah.
And it's pieced together from a bunch of different recordings from that. And I showed it to everybody, I showed it to just the drummer the day before we went in, and we kind of got something going. And I worked on it, and we showed Billy the last day we were there, and we managed to actually get it done. It's turned out great.
Awesome.
So yeah, we've got 7 songs. The basics are done. We need to do the overdubs and all that kind of shit, but it sounded awesome.
Nice. All right. I'm sorry. Andy's microphone's been fucking up. We'll be back next week.
How dare you?
Yeah, no, I know.
Dang it.
I'm not the most technical guy in the world. And, but real quick though, I wanted to give it thanks for. So we have a Facebook page now that one of our fucking listeners.
Our one fan.
Yes.
Oh wait,
David-
we didn't even do a shot.
No, we're not doing a shot right now. I'm not doing shots today.
Me and Andy
Next
might
week-
want to do.
Next week we'll do shots.
Me and Andy might want to
Next
do a
week we'll do
shot.
shots. David made a Facebook page for us. Find the Lucky 13 Saloon podcast on Facebook.
Thank you, David.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Dave. This is weird.
Thanks, D.
Yeah. And we appreciate your support. Subscribe to us on the podcast page, and I think that's it.
All right.
All right. Next week, I'm aggravated because the fucking.
I understand.
I'm having shitty
Life
levels,
advice,
so.
though. I feel like every time we leave the podcast, we always give a little bit of life advice. And
Do we?
I feel like we do, or maybe we should from now on. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't remember any.
I
life
feel like
learned
advice.
something today.
I don't remember any life advice.
My life advice is to any of your any guys out there that have girlfriends, never call your girlfriend big boned.
Oh, Jesus.
Because Jeff called me big boned this week, and I'm still bitter about
What?
it.
She is not at all.
First of all, I don't
She's-
think I'm big boned.
She's got little itty bitty tiny bones. Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Tiny.
And it's like, first of all, there's no fat skeletons out there. So you're just calling me fat at this point.
True.
And right? So it's like, don't call your girlfriend big boned and say, baby, you thick and juicy in areas that I like.
All right. Baby.
Don't call your girls big boned,
All right.
and you guys will be good. Other than that, I love you.
All right. Thanks. All right. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye bye.
Later.
Bye.
Peace out.